joining us here on this lovely Wednesday evening. Firstly, I just want to apologize that this stream had about 15 separate delays. Originally, it was scheduled for 7 p.m., then storms weren't storming by 7 p.m., and then I scheduled it back for 9 p.m. By that point, I was hanging with the boys, and I completely lost track of time, so I scheduled it back to 10 p.m. I don't think anybody believed me that this was ever actually going to start, but we are here now, and we are going to be watching, actually, for a couple of significant severe thunderstorms tonight across sections of Kansas and southeastern Nebraska here. If we take a look at the HRRR model, we can see that we're going to be looking for some supercellular activity across the southeastern portion of Kansas from about now to 1 a.m. And in this instance, we could end up seeing some damaging winds up to 60 miles an hour, maybe some nickel-sized hail. So if you are in this area from kind of Dodge City back over to Kansas City, make sure that you are prepared. Make sure you have multiple ways to receive alerts that are going to wake you up if you are planning on going to bed early tonight. Again, sorry about that, chat. I did not mean to leave you guys hanging for about 3 hours straight. I appreciate for all y'all that stuck around. You have no idea how much that means to me that I can delay a stream 15 times and still have people that want to show up to it. Again, I don't deserve that, but I really do appreciate it. So tonight, as I said, I was hanging out with the boys, and we've still got Vincent here on the horn.
What's up, everybody?
So we're just going to kind of be chilling here tonight, covering some of these strong to severe thunderstorms across portions of southeastern Kansas. Again, at this point, not too much of a severe weather threat, but if we do take a look at the reflectivity again on the HRRR here, definitely going to be that potential of submerging here, maybe a downburst wind threat for like the Wichita area later tonight. So again, we're going to keep our eyes open for potentially a big-time damaging wind threat here, and in this stream, if nothing else happens, we've still got the next few days to worry about, and tomorrow looks like it could be a gorilla hail event, as we've been talking about recently. We were just pulling some soundings before the stream, and I got multiple, not one, multiple hail analogs from soundings that gave me grapefruit-sized hail. We got 2 on one sounding, which is insane if you're not aware. So we're going to talk about that. We did actually just get a brand new severe thunderstorm warning for our Dodge City, Kansas storm. So if we go ahead and zoom on that there, we can see that this is a severe thunderstorm warning now for Spearville, Belafonte, O'Farrell, and Ardell in south central Kansas. This is for $half sized hail and damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour. So if you're in this area, make sure that you're moving indoors and away from windows immediately. A pretty heavily electrified storm here, so a good sign of intensification. Again, pretty impressive hail core there as well. We're just very close to the radar site, though, at the same time. The vertically integrated liquid signatures there is maxed out over a small swath, but it will likely get larger as we get further away from the radar. So again, if you are in this area, or if you're along Highway 5056 in between Kinsley and Spearville, you need to make sure that you are getting indoors and away from windows. If you're traveling along Highway 5056 there, you need to make sure that you're trying to get off, because these are going to be the kind of hailstones that definitely have that potential to crack a couple of windshields if you're not careful driving too fast in this area. So again, that is our first severe thunderstorm warning of this stream, but this storm has been off and on severe warned before we started up here. Again, it actually did move through the north side of Dodge City, Kansas, bringing some large hail and damaging wind gusts, and we're continuing to see that as it pushes off to the east, just to a slightly more intense degree. So again, a severe thunderstorm warning is now in place for sections of Ford, Hodgman, and Edward counties in south central as well as southwestern Kansas. Again, we've got some thunderstorms extending back into the Wichita metro region. I wouldn't be surprised to see some isolated small hail with these, but I think the bigger threat comes off with our storms over here to the west. They've got themselves a slightly better environment to work with. If we take a look at the HRRR model and we see those surface-based CAPE values, we can see that the storms that we're dealing with right now that are becoming more intense are the areas where we have the greatest CAPE values, obviously, kind of right over the Dodge City metro region there. So we actually do have ourselves a mesoscale discussion in place for this region, and it's very interesting. The last mesoscale discussion that we had actually mentioned the threat for maybe a brief tornado. At this point, that threat has pretty much entirely diminished, but we still do have a mesoscale discussion mentioning the threat for actually a pretty significant hail potential of up to golf ball size and damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour. Unfortunately, it's not letting me bring that up on your screen, but if we go ahead and bring this up here on Radar Omega, we can see that that is going out for sections of central Kansas there as well as western Kansas. Again, of course, it's not going to work whenever I want it to, but, you know, what can you do? There we go. So there's that mesoscale discussion. Again, they're not going to issue a severe thunderstorm watch or anything like that with it. It is a 5% mesoscale discussion. As expected, again, mentioning just the threat for some isolated large to very large hail as well as some damaging wind gusts throughout the evening time hours and late night time hours here across portions of central and southern Kansas. So, again, I hope you all are doing well this evening. Thank you for joining me here. I I know nobody else is live for this event, obviously, because we're not expecting anything crazy to pop up. But I figured we go ahead and tune into the stream here so that we can talk to you guys about the threat for significant severe weather and potentially even some tornadoes over the next few days across portions of the Mississippi River Valley. Specifically, the bigger days that we're going to be watching are one Friday. I actually think that Friday could have a somewhat intense tornado threat across parts of the plains, and then as well as Saturday, Sunday rather, not Saturday. Sunday, we're going to be looking out for a couple of tornadoes, maybe a strong tornado or two as well, across sections of the mid and lower Mississippi valleys there on Easter Sunday. So obviously not a day where we want to see anything too intense happen, but unfortunately it's looking like that's going to be a possibility. So again, we're going to talk about that more later in this stream, but I hope you all are having a phenomenal night. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from so that we know what areas we need to be talking about. But that's about all I got to say for the intro here. So you have something you want to say, Vincent?
Yeah, so like you said, obviously these storms are Dodge City. Make sure that if you are in this area that you're being mindful of the threat of some large hail. I know this is very close to the radar site, but we actually are seeing some pretty high DBZ values, so I wouldn't be surprised if we did see hail up to maybe 1.5 inches in diameter. I think that's definitely going to be possible. So just make sure that if you're in this area that you're obviously seeking shelter in a sturdy building. But this is going to be near Spearville and Offerley out here in Kansas. So again, that's going to be approaching Kinsley and Lewis out here on Highway 50. So make sure if you're on Highway 50 that you're considering parking your car in your garage or getting your car off of the highway or freeway just in case. Sorry about that. Just in case this hail threat is again potentially significant, but right now we're kind of just going to watch this as it continues to move off to the east here.
Yeah, so again, this severe thunderstorm warning going out for Spearville as well as surrounding sections of Ford, Hodgman, and Edwards County. This is going to be in effect until 10:45 p.m. Again, an intense severe thunderstorm capable of producing large to very large hail as well as damaging wind gusts is going to be moving across Highway 50-56 as we speak. So again, if you are in this area, make sure that you are moving indoors and away from windows, as these are the kind of hailstones that they start to get the size that you really don't want to play around with stuff like this, because falling at a rate at 60, 70 miles an hour, which hail of this size can do, combined with the threat of wind-driven hail to the side with those 60-mile-an-hour gusts, is definitely going to be a big threat for some window shattering here. So if you are out here in this region, make sure that you're getting indoors. You don't want to be near windows, obviously, and it would also be better if you could get to the middle portion of your house, because there's also going to be that potential for some trees to be down, some potentially power lines to be down as well, with this little bit of damaging wind action that we're seeing actually move just north of Spearville there. You can kind of see it on the velocities. Definitely a noticeable damaging wind threat there with this severe thunderstorm. So again, if you're in this area, make sure that you are moving indoors. I'm sharing this stream right now on social media, on X, as well as on our YouTube community tab, and I encourage you guys to do the same, as nobody else is live here for this, and we're going to be live here for at least a little while covering these severe thunderstorms and also breaking down the threat for severe weather across the United States over the next few days. So let me go ahead and get some stuff set up here. Okay. So again, how's it going tonight, chat?
How's it going, everyone? Glad to y'all too. Let me see who's in the chat here. We got Bella F. We have Kansas Weather Watchers, Meteorology Unleashed, Darian, Sydney Morris, Mr. Twister, Wanny's Whoppers, oh my gosh, Halen Escarzi. We got Misty, we got Ann, we got Camp, we got Tenacious, we got Fred, we got Sam, we got Ian, we got DavisDoesWeather.
So I see your question there, Helene. The Concordia area is actually probably going to end up being fine. They've got you in this marginal risk for a precautionary measure just in case any unexpected thunderstorms do end up popping up. But if we take a look at the 1Z run of the HRRR here, we can see that we really don't have a whole lot in your area. Most of it stays off to your south. It is not entirely impossible that you do end up seeing a brief downpour of heavy rain overnight, but that would be about it. Maybe some isolated gusty winds as well. But again, for the most part, we're going to be watching central and southern Kansas for any sort sort of severe weather threat for the rest of the night. We actually have some showers developing back in eastern sections of Colorado right now that could eventually become more potent and severe as they move into Kansas in this environment where we've got a little bit of instability crossing over with some of that nice wind shear out here in the plains right now. So again, if you're out here in central or southern Kansas, this is here where we're going to be watching for some significant damaging winds as well as a hail threat. Again, tornado threat very, very low as of right now, but still couldn't, I mean, you know what, I'm going to say it, we can rule out a tornado. We're not seeing a tornado in this kind of environment. But again, not really going to be watching for too much in the northern extent of this marginal risk of severe weather. And that's not just based off of, one run of the HRRR. That is consistent model guidance from the HRRR model, the NAM model. Again, this is the NAM 3 kilometer. We can take a look at this and we can see that all those thunderstorms there stay further to the south. I will say it has those Colorado showers tracking a little bit further northeasterly, so that could potentially promote a brief damaging wind threat for sections of far southeast Nebraska, but still wouldn't bet too much on that. Again, obviously tonight is not going to be the main show, but it is the start of what could be a potentially very significant severe weather outbreak stretch across sections of the plains and the Mississippi River Valley. This is tomorrow evening. I mean, we just take a look at this. The first thing you see is a discrete supercell down there in southeast Nebraska. Now, I'd like to point out these are going to be elevated thunderstorms, so any sort of tornado threat is going to be minimalized because of that, but I can't rule out a couple of very large hailstones, that's for sure. Again, we've been taking some soundings, and the analogs on these things are very, very impressive. Definitely couldn't rule out some very large hail there, which we've been talking about for a long time now. So if you are out there, make sure that you do have multiple ways to receive alerts. Make sure you're bringing your cars inside of the garage. That's mainly going to come for southwestern Iowa and northwestern Missouri tomorrow. But all the way up into Minnesota, I couldn't totally rule out a couple of very large hailstones there. Some of the models have pointed this to being more of a Minnesota event than anything else. So it'll be pretty interesting. But again, I appreciate all y'all tuning in tonight. So we do have a goal for this stream. We hit 4,000 subscribers last stream, but then we went back under. So our goal is to hit 4,000 subs this stream. We're 5 away currently, so if you haven't already, make sure to click that subscribe button. Again, we went up. We went to like 4,015 subscribers, and then we went all the way down. So we got to try and see if we can get those numbers back up. But anyways... Again, I appreciate all y'all tuning in tonight. We're not going to have a whole lot of active severe weather cover, but again, we're going to be doing a lot of forecasting. And I don't know if WX Clips is in here, but I told him I would react to some of his stuff on stream. It's a new Clips channel in the weather community that I think is hilarious. And if nothing else too intense happens tonight, which we're not expecting it to, I think we should pull up some of his clips on stream because they're honestly pretty funny. Why is Vincent's emoji a chicken? That is an inside joke.
Oh.
Thank you, Bella. I appreciate that. That voice crack was criminal. Bella?
Deadly.
But anyways, again, I appreciate that we've got quite a active viewership tonight. Again, obviously, it's a weird time of night to go live, and also we don't have a whole lot going on, so I appreciate you guys that are sticking around. But again, we do have some pretty... nasty stuff that we're going to be talking about over the next few days that we want to do some forecasting for in this live stream. Now, I will say, unfortunately, we did not turn on ultra-low latency for this one. I completely forgot. That's my bad. So you're going to hear me say something. It's going to be about 20 seconds behind, but again, tonight's not a super urgent night where y'all need to be, up to date to the last split second on the ongoing severe weather, as it is sometimes. Again, it's more of a calm, let's see if something happens, but it's probably not going to, and let's forecast night more than anything else. And again, maybe even towards the end, if nothing else too significant happens, we kind of turn this into a chill stream. But our severe thunderstorm warning now has been condensed. It is now only warned for quarter-sized hail for Offeral. I don't know how to pronounce that whatsoever, but this is still for portions of far northeast Ford County, southeast Hodgman, and southwestern Edwards County. But again, the hail tag has been downgraded. As we get further away from this radar site, it's a little bit more evident that that hail threat may not be quite as significant as we thought. But again, some gusty winds and some of that large hail, potentially up to quarter size, still can't be ruled out. So if you're in this area, we need you to make sure that you are staying indoors. But again, a likely weakening severe thunderstorm there. At the moment. So again, if you're just now tuning in, make sure to like and subscribe. Also, make sure to smash that like button. Let's see if we can hit 50 likes tonight. That would be incredible, because I don't know if we've ever had a stream this late hit 50 likes. A stream starting this late hit 50 likes. Again, we're trying to get to 4K subs tonight, chat. That would be insane if we could hit it. We are 5 off.
Do it.
Again, donations are greatly appreciated, but obviously not required in any way. But I really do appreciate the people that go above and beyond in donating, because that lets me know that this is going to be a career option for me in the future. And again, the support the past few months has been crazy. So I really do appreciate that, chat. But anyway.
How's it going, everybody? BRB 15 to 20 minutes. See you later.
Sounds good, Mr. Twister. Thank you for tuning in.
You subscribed? You're a member.
Man, I live in traditional Tornado Alley, and these other states are stealing my thunder, literally. That's kind of how it's been recently. Again, our big hotspot for this year, without a doubt, has been Arkansas. Really just the entirety of the mid-Mississippi Valley, I guess you could say, but definitely Arkansas. And we really haven't seen too much action in the plains, but I think that's going to change here quite soon. Again, we're starting to enter a pattern that is going to be pretty favorable for some significant severe thunderstorms out here in the Central Plains. A pattern in the jet stream. It's going to be one of those typical, you got your warm, moist air from the Gulf. I don't know why I drew from this way for the Gulf, but you got your warm, moist air from the Gulf mixing with that cold, dry air from the Rockies and the Pacific Northwest. Definitely going to be a good threat there for some big-time severe weather events towards the end of April in the plains. And even over just the next few days, we could be talking about some isolated severe thunderstorms in the plains. Again, I almost think more than anything else that Saturday could be, or this would be Friday rather, this could be more of a plains threat than anything else. I wouldn't rule out a couple of tornadoes somewhere in the central plains here, especially across sections of southeast Kansas. It actually looks like we're going to have a pretty potent environment. So again, wouldn't be shocked to see an upgrade to an enhanced risk of severe weather there for Saturday or Friday. And then again, what am I saying? Tomorrow, going to be a big-time hail threat. Not too much of a tornado threat, but the SPC has highlighted a large 2% tornado contour from Kansas City all the way back up towards Minneapolis. That for anybody wondering if this is going to go 5%, the answer is almost a 99% chance that it's a no. But anyways,
You have family down there? You're aware of the situation?
yeah, make sure to send them this channel because, and also go subscribe to Mr. Storm because we are going to be live pretty much every day here for these events. Because for both of us right now, it is spring break, so we're gonna be doing our best to cover these in live time. What's up, random Texan guy? How's it going? But yeah. Again, sorry for all the delays this stream. That was not the original intention. Sometimes it just happens. Again, not very common that it happens this many times, though, so I do apologize. But, again, mainly just going to be watching these isolated severe thunderstorms right now across south central Kansas, and then after these kind of let up, which could be quite soon, honestly, we're going to do some forecasting. Probably not going to be live till like 1, 2 a.m. to watch these Colorado thunder showers develop through parts of Kansas into a wind threat, just because it's not going to be super intense. And I'd rather not stay up till, like 3 a.m. whenever we're going to have a busy, busy week ahead for not only streaming, but also editing. I've got multiple big video projects in the works. So... So anyway, kind of feel like a psycho wanting tornadoes in my area. 50 years ago, Omaha, Nebraska, I was 8 years old. House was destroyed by when I was huddled in the basement. Well, I don't think, realistically, if you think about it, you probably don't want that to happen again, but I can understand, obviously, we can understand probably better than most other people that tornadoes are definitely fascinating, to say the least. Very interesting. Am I working that? Oh, sure. I thought about that, and I actually started clipping that up. I thought about just turning that into a long-form video of the entirety of Davis. I thought about, titling it Davis Takes Shelter Live on Stream Tenacious, but thank you for reminding me that, because I literally just thought about it yesterday. I was like, shoot, I never did that, and I promised I was going to. But that will happen at some point. I've just been so busy lately, not only with YouTube, but had state testing, had obviously the last few weeks before spring break are very busy every year. So I've just had a lot going on, but that is going to happen at some point, because that was a hilarious clip. Has the Roomba ever took off in the middle of a live stream? It has not. That's actually a really interesting question, though. Chat, we are still 5 subs away, guys. We can do it. You have 8 siblings, and you'll send them a link to my channel. Thank you so much. Again, we do severe weather coverage, hurricane coverage, as well as winter storm coverage for areas all across the United States. Every time of year, even after everybody else is asleep, we try to do our best to provide severe weather coverage. And tonight, we're really just more so forecasting for the next few days than anything else, but definitely going to watch out for a couple of large hailstones down here in Kansas. I definitely wouldn't rule out some hail up to ping pong ball size or so. Again, likely that we're going to see this severe thunderstorm warning be allowed to expire as this storm moves off to the east towards Kinsley. But again, still going to be capable of producing some gusty winds and small hail. But yeah. So again, just taking a look at the GFS model here for the next few weeks. Again, not always a super reliable way of forecasting for severe weather events, but just looking at the general trends here is what we're going to try and do. Is we can see that we're going to definitely have a more active stretch of severe weather across the plains. Again, this is for Friday here. Definitely going to be a big-time threat for severe weather across the plains as well as the Midwest. We could actually look at that one on the NAM, and we may do that here in a second. But and that goes for Saturday, Sunday as well. But things start to calm down here for a little bit. However, the GFS definitely likes the idea of a big-time severe threat in the plains for multiple days in a row, potentially, as we get into the later portions of April. Again, whenever you start forecasting 200, 250 hours out on the GFS, you're really just, tossing a card in the air and seeing where it'll land. That was a really weird analogy, but basically what we're saying is you should take this all with a grain of salt. But definitely picking up on a signal, and it's not just the GFS, the Canadian and the European even have been picking up on something that could be big here for the plains. So if you were out here in the Central Plains, I know you've had a very, very slow start to tornado season. Really the only state that's seen anything at all is Kansas, and even then it's been somewhat lackluster, but things are going to pick up, and they are going to pick up quite quickly, I'd imagine. I mean, if you remember last year, the biggest month for the plains was May. The plains were honestly pretty intense in late April as well, but I mean, again, it's gonna happen. Thanks, Dr. Davis, for making me feel better about wanting tornadoes. Send me a bill for your mental health provider services. That it's funny because you're not the first person that said that. Chat, we are 4 subs away. We can do this. But yeah, if we look at the NAM here, we'll actually look at significant tornado parameter values. Again, you can see for tomorrow, they're very high, but you have to keep in mind that these are going to be elevated storms, right? So none of this storms really are going to be able to take advantage of the fact that we've got, incredible STP values. I mean, they're, 6 to 6.5 there. In portions of southeast Nebraska tomorrow, our storms aren't going to be able to take advantage of that, which is why we've only got that 2% tornado risk highlighted there. Again, they're going to be elevated thunderstorms. Now, as we go into Friday, again, expecting somewhat of a different story here. Potential for a couple of strong tornadoes is definitely there, and as we said, those significant tornado parameter values are the highest in southwestern Missouri. So again, we're definitely going to watch out. Thinking some big-time severe weather here for this week. Across the plains, the Midwest, and even parts of Dixie Alley. 4 away still. Sorry I keep exiting the radar to take a look at that, but I can't see it on my screen. So, anyways. Again, make sure to like the stream as well. We are trying to get to 50 likes this stream. We're at 41. We're so close. Yeah, it's honestly a good question. I mean, we use it quite a bit. So. But, again, I'm going to be real with you guys. I think a lot of people are somewhat overhyping the next few days in a certain way. And I do think that intense severe weather is going to be possible, but especially Sunday, there have been multiple people saying, violent tornadoes, catastrophic tornado outbreak, April 2nd like tornado outbreak incoming. And I'll be honest, I was guilty of the April 2nd quote, but my point was mainly just based off of the geography of it and not necessarily the intensity. But this is not going to be anywhere near some of these recent events that we've been seeing in the lower and mid-Mississippi valleys. But it could still be somewhat intense. So we definitely don't want to write it off as, just another typical severe weather outbreak quite yet. Anyways. Okay, we are 4 subscribers away from 4,000. Can we do it, chat? That's the question. I might as well just create 4 alt accounts. Hey, Mr. Twister's back.
What's up?
That was not 15 to 20 minutes, bro. You were back in like 5. That was speedy. So again, likely that we're going to let this, they are going to let this severe thunderstorm warning expire here and just keep this storm in our special weather statement warn polygon as it moves through Kinsley, and it's still going to have that threat for some gusty winds and small hail, but not quite as intense as it was once looking, by the way. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm circling something. Here, let me make it so that you can see it. Now I'm circling something. Just want to throw that out there. I'll be real with you guys. I thought Greensburg was a little bit further off to the east, but it was 12 minutes. Okay.
We got non-stop lightning out of Kansas, according to Ryan Scholl.
Out of Kinsley. Yeah, these are pretty heavily electrified storms, I'll be honest. So.
He said he's bagging crazy bolts.
I imagine that if it wasn't night, these would have some decent structure with them as well. Sweet, Mr. Twister. Chat, we're at 3,998. We are 2 away. Alright, I think this deserves a full screen. Hold on. There's PA Storm Tracker's old feed. We don't want that. Alright. Let's throw up a browser tab. Hold on, guys, just a sec. Oh, shoot. We don't want that. We want it to be a existing browser tab. We are 2 away. We are indeed. Hold on, guys. Again, we're getting there. That is not the right thing. Well, we can get to it from here. I'm going to go to my channel. Manage videos. Never mind, we can't get to it from there. Gosh dang it. Okay, let's try this again. For anybody just now tuning in, we are very close to 4,000 subscribers. And we're about to do just a little watch party here.
Let's go.
Browser. There we go. That's what we wanted.
Your grandma's dentist's daughter and her husband had a home being built that was completely collapsed and hit by an EF3 intensity. Dang.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. Again, it's always sad to see whenever that happens to, like, people that you know. But Again, it's easy to forget with situations like that. Even though it's so crazy to see at the surface and so, interesting and fascinating, situations like that are changing, ruining, and ending people's lives. And that's what we try to stop from happening on this channel. And again, I'm proud to say that we've managed to help out a lot of people during and after the storm. Recently, we've been doing some Y'all Squad donations. We have now donated over $700 to storm survivors, and it's all because of you guys, not me. We lost a sub. People didn't like my motivational speech.
Who's troll?
Three away. Here we go, chat. The fact that Elkhorn had no fatalities is unbelievable. I mean, they had a good warning time on it, but I mean, it really just is. It's a miracle. It is a gift from God, and it's a testimony that the National Weather Service's warning system, it is good, whether you like to believe it or not. We lost another one.
Oh no.
How is this happening? It's every time we get close to a milestone. Whoa, Matt, with the $5 donation. Let's go. Throw those W Mats down below in the chat. Oh my goodness. He pops in here with a $5 dono. Matt's an OG, bro. He's been here for so long. W Matt in the chat. That rhymed. Seriously, though, thank you so much, Matt, for the $5 donation. That is incredible. Oh my goodness, we went up a sub and then we went down one. Matt, you're goated, though. Again, spam those W's in the chat for Matt. Let him know that we love him. W Matt in the chat. I kind of like how that rhymes. Again, donations are optional, but they are very much greatly appreciated.
W Matt.
W Matt in the chat.
I love that profile picture.
What do we got there? The Pilger wedges?
Yep. This is
Oh my gosh, we're down to $39.95. All right, we're going to go back to just a regular layout here.
Yeah, you're not going to hit it with the full screen.
People just love to troll whenever we do stuff like that. Again, seriously though, Matt, thank you so much for the $5 donation. That's incredible.
Good stuff.
Oh, and then we go back up to whenever I exit the full screen. Yep. It's about how it goes. So at this point, again, there's really nothing to watch. Again, we're going to see these showers here in southeast Colorado eventually develop into some thunderstorms. But for right now, we're just kind of chilling without too much activity. So what we're going to do here is we're going to dive into some more forecasting over the next few days. You know what? Should we do that, or should we react to WX clips, chat?
We should react to WX clips.
For real, tenacious. Matt's a G. Okay, we're gonna run a poll. Let's do it.
The only reason I want to react is because I'm very tired, so my brain is not braining. So it's gonna be hard for me to forecast as well.
Gotcha. Why am I going to my community tab to run a poll? I want to do this in my chat. Just run a straight up community poll tab. Alright, bro. The Tim Marshall hate is out of hand. I don't know if y'all know this, but me and Vincent actually met Tim Marshall at Summit.
You have a photo. Bring it up.
We do. Yeah, I could actually. I could bring that up right now. I might.
Yeah, you should.
It's
good so that you can bring it up easily.
Yeah, bet. Thank you.
Alright. Sounds like a plan. Yeah, I'm tired. I don't know about y'all Easterns, but...
React to WX clips, or...
Is anybody out there in Eastern time? Because if you are, you're an absolute trooper, because it's 11:30 for us.
Well, you're on the stream, so if they're troopers for watching, then what are you, bro?
Just here.
Guys, what was stronger, Barnsdall or Diaz? This is one that hit my brain today. Everybody wants to say Diaz because of damage, and I'm fine with that. I think Diaz was probably stronger. Oh my goodness, we're one away. We're one sub away. Oh my goodness. I just know if 4,000!
Yeah.
Again, I would be more excited about this chat, but we've already hit it before, if you're not aware, and then we went under. But still, it's a W. You're suffering in Ohio, I feel that. 4,000 subscribers, chat. And it actually hasn't gone down. That's surprising. I figured somebody would have trolled and unsubbed by now. Please don't. Because it's funny, I admit it, but it actually did kind of ruin my mood last time whenever we ended like 30 subs below. But seriously, thank you guys so much for 4K subs. Hopefully we actually stay at it this time. 4,001 W. Let's go.
I messaged it to you.
Alright, bet. Just a sec. Again, thank you guys so much for 4,000 subscribers.
You guys are him.
Alright. Let's see this picture. Right now the poll's at 50-50, so we're going to let that run for a little bit longer. And it's completely up to you guys. I'm not going to lie, I kind of want to react to WX clips on stream, because some of them are kind of hilarious. There it is. There's us and Tim Marshall.
Is there Matt Brunty with another $2?
Whoa, Matt with another $2 donation. W Matt in the chat. I don't know why I announced that like a WWE announcer, but Matt, you're goated, bro. Let's go. Spam down those W Matts in the chat. It's a Matt attack. Thank you so much, bro, for this $2 donation. It's incredible. Oh, I put that at $75 on accident. Seriously, though, Matt, thank you so much. That's incredible. Again, you did not have to do that. So, W Matt, he's an OG again. He's always here. He's always supportive. He's always amazing. So, W Matt.
Where's the photo? Did you show it yet?
I showed it, yeah. Alright, I think it did. Did it not go up?
I don't think so. Oh, it did.
I zoomed in on your face and everything.
It only went up, for me, it only went up for like 1 second.
Seriously though, Matt, thank you so much. Alright. The poll is legitimately 50-50, okay. Guys, I'm gonna be honest, I want to react to WX clips.
Is there any way you can share your screen or no?
Bro, I went down to $39.99 again. Why do people like to bully me? Oh, we're back at 4,000, okay. I'm going to be having a heart attack here. Just going up and down, up and down.
I'm going to unsubscribe here.
Thank you, Stiff Richard. Alright. We're going to do the WX clips. 4,001. Let's go. That is not the right thing. Here we go. So, if you're not aware, there are several moments on this channel where I'm streaming where a lot of my statements could be taken pretty far out of context. And this person has embraced that. It's not just my streams. He does like Reed Timmer and Ryan and Max and all the goats. So, again, his most recent ones have all been DavisDoesWeather. We're going to take a look at the 3 videos he's posted. Oh my goodness, we're at $39.98. What happened? People really don't want to see this, huh? Anyways, let's get right into it. Again, I don't know if he's watching or not. He might be asleep. I genuinely don't know. But I told him I was going to react to it. He said, bet. So let's do this. We're going to react to, I think the short came before anything else. So we're going to look at the short. This one is just, it's pretty basic, but you'll like it.
Yeah, I will totally make you over the channel. Yep.
I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. So you know what? We're actually going to bring this up on my phone. WX clips. Again, I don't know why all this weird stuff pops up whenever you look it up, but if you filter by channel, you can find it easily. I want everybody to go sub to this dude. Chat, let's get him to 30 subscribers. I think we can do that easily.
That seems like such a low goal now because we have such big channels.
Again, if they do add him... Alright, boys, here we go. We'll watch I'm not good at severe weather. This was a quote to think that I mean something else if I say that, so I better rephrase it, and then I just sounded like an idiot. So he took advantage of that. So let's watch it. Oh, is it going to work? Please work. There we go. Very low quality, but it works. Again, if they do add an enhanced risk, it would likely be for wind, and it would likely look something like this. Probably include the Pittsburgh metro area, all the way down towards Charleston, West Virginia. I love how he just
I genuinely don't know severe weather. I genuinely don't know severe weather. I do know. Sorry about the person in chat, not the topic. It would be kind of embarrassing if I didn't know severe weather. Considering I built myself a channel with 4,000 subscribers in the past years.
I don't know if you guys can hear that, but at the end, it makes it all. But I love how, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I love how he's like the king of just making moments so awkward. Like he just randomly zooms in on my, like it's amazing. Like this is honestly one of the funniest videos. It's probably not that funny hearing it on the stream, but I promise you guys it's funny. Again, go subscribe to this dude. He is hilarious. So awkward. But yeah.
Let's see how many subs he's at.
Okay, he was at 21. So let's see. 24. The power of the DavisDoesWeather community.
Can you link his channel?
Let's do it.
Let's see how many subs he's at.
Okay, he was at 21. Alright. We're going to put his channel in the chat. You also go drop him a sub, and we're going to see if we can get him to 30 subscribers. Hold on. Yeah, I don't think we're going to watch any of the other ones, because I want you guys to go check out his channel. If you want to see him. Again, it didn't. You can hardly hear it on the stream, and it didn't sound that funny. But I promise you, some of them are hilarious. Like the ghost hunting one is really funny. So go check it out. Low-key, I should make like a DavisDoesWeather stream clips channel, and like this would be a good stream clip, like reacting to WX clips. I don't know. Anyway. I have not, Matt. Jesse said that it's terrible.
What?
The new Netflix documentary on Joplin.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched it yet.
Jesse said that it's like horrible. But you subscribed, W. He's at 26 now, dude. We're just gonna casually double his sub count. Let's do it. Hey, we have 50 likes. 51, sweet. Thank you guys so much. You're awesome. And we have 4K subs. This is just like, you guys are just such a W. Getting Matt with the $7 dono. It's incredible. Alrighty. Thought the footage was good. Yeah, I haven't seen it personally, so I can't say anything on that. But, you know what? I was going to do a sneak peek for the December 9th tornado documentary video, but it's a members-only video that's already out there. So if you want to check it out, make sure to become a member, because just from the trailer, I mean, you can see it's gonna be fire. I've already spent like 3 weeks on it, and I'm only like a quarter of the way done. So This is going to be one of the best videos on my channel. I'm going to end up spending more time on this than I did the Rolling Fork video. By far. So. And then I've also got, as many of you know, well, never mind. That's also a thing that only members know, so I'm not going to say that out loud. Again, there are legitimate perks to becoming a member on this channel. I tried to do more of those recently, but it hasn't been happening. So I'm sorry about that. I don't want to underappreciate the members, because obviously they keep this channel going. So I don't want to just sit here and, be like, oh, yeah, you guys can get, like, 1 clip a month. But it's just hard to put out extra content whenever what I'm doing already takes up, like, most of my day. Look at who's on my recommended. Alright, anyways. Let's see WX Clips sub count. Did we get him to 30? He's at 27, guys. He needs 3 more subs. We're so close. You'll join as a member this week? You really don't have to, dude. Again, if you do it, I'm going to tell you right now, go for the lowest level, the cheapest one, because at this point, all members get the same perks. So, save yourself some money. Go for the cheap one. Just realized I'm literally leaking all of my members-only community posts right now on stream.
Crazy.
So that's fun.
We should react to making the thumbnail.
I would, but it's a members-only video.
That's the problem. It's so freaking good. That's why you need to become a member right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now, or you're banned. Mods ban them. Alright. Let's see. Is he still 27? Dude, he is. I think everybody in the stream already subbed. You know what? I'm going to get on my alts and sub. That'll get him to 30.
Alts assemble.
Alts assemble for real. Bubba. There we go. 30.
They didn't talk about the St. John's Hospital in the documentary?
That's crazy if they didn't.
That's terrible. That's literally where the worst damage happened.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the EF5DIs, yeah.
I mean, that's where the Weather Channel did their famous report.
Or no, the hospital wasn't an EF5DI, but the area surrounding it was.
Houses around it I'm talking about.
Yeah. Dude, I open up Tornado Archive. This is an outbreak that I also don't think gets nearly enough respect or communication about in the weather community. March 12th, 2006. Huge tornado outbreak. No, you're good, Mr. Twist. You're good, dude. Across the mid-Mississippi Valley. This also included the historic Monroe City EF4 in Missouri. Or I guess this would have been an F4 because this is 2006. But this day was a huge tornado outbreak. Like, for the month of March, this is one of Missouri's biggest outbreaks of all time. It was a high risk. It was also a pretty big deal for sections of Illinois. My dad was driving through an F2 tornado on this day. So, pretty crazy stuff. There were multiple tornadoes that were, wedges. Again, causing significant damage. Overall, 163 injured. 58 tornadoes confirmed. If it was today and this happened, we could probably confirm up to 70 or more. So again, huge tornado outbreak that I've never seen somebody talk about. Never. Let's just go through some random dates here. See if we find any interesting ones. November 7, 2011. This is one that interests me. We had an F4 or an EF4 near Tipton, Oklahoma. This was a day, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that was a moderate risk of severe weather. But let's check it out. No, it was a slight risk. Okay. You have to keep in mind, though, there was no enhanced risk back then, so it was between slight and moderate. Again, 10% hatch tornado risk across southwestern Oklahoma. There's really not a whole lot known about this tornado other than it hit the community of Tipton, which isn't even really a huge town. But a few other tornadoes that day. Very interesting date. Again, 2011, not just April 27th was impressive. A lot of people don't realize that. Let's see what else interesting we can find.
I'm gonna probably have to go because it is 11:50 and I do need to get some sleep. So
You're good.
sorry about that.
You're all right. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me on stream, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your night. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Peace out, dude.
See ya.
January 12th, 2023 was a crazy day. Crazy. Obviously, we had the tornado emergency for Ottauqueville. This was a huge tornado. This was 1,500 yards wide. It killed 7 people. This was, I want to say, like, one of the most deadly tornadoes of 2023, other than Rolling Fork, obviously. Peace out, Vincent. We also had a huge tornado near Griffin, Georgia, that was even larger. 2,200 yards wide. I keep voice cracking. But huge outbreak there. Again, the beginning of 2023 was so active. So active for Dixie. January. But let's keep scrolling through here. I think we had December 10th, 2021 on there, and I skipped through it on accident. And at this point, we're just kind of chilling here, guys. February 15, 2016, was this? This is not what I thought it was. Okay. Okay, March 28, 2007. This would have been before the EF scale was introduced. No, this was EF scale. What part of 2007 did it get introduced in? I don't remember. But huge outbreak across the western portion of the High Plains. Multiple large wedge tornadoes, especially centered on the Texas Panhandle. 5 fatalities. Over halfway to a super outbreak. Again, it's one of those events where if it happened today, we could probably confirm, 75, 80 tornadoes. Back then, we confirmed 57 based off the tools that we had. June 12th, 1970, large F4 tornado in Missouri. Not a whole lot known about it. Again, obviously, whenever you start talking about the mid/early 1900s, you're not going to get a whole lot. Dude, we're getting back on this. October 6, 2010. If you're not aware, this was Arizona's biggest tornado outbreak of all time. You know what? That sounds about right, Mr. Twister, because Greensburg, Kansas was the first EF5. Anyway, biggest Arizona outbreak of all time. We had several large tornadoes near Flagstaff. This is also a huge day for hail. Again, not a super impressive event overall, but you have to keep in mind this is Arizona that we're talking about. Here's October 5th as well. Thought about doing a documentary on that at some point, but there's a lot of talk about it. I feel like it's already been covered, everything that could be. I try to do documentaries on events that not a lot of people talk about. But anyway. Dude, the F4 that hit Yellowstone National Park. I can't imagine how scary this would be if this happened today. I mean, that's crazy. An image went viral on Twitter recently, and I did the same thing legitimately like a week before this person did. But, hold on. There we go. This is every tornado that tracked longer than 100 miles. This is such a cursed image, dude. Funnily enough, one of these legitimately hit my town. But outside of that, this is... Oh, who just popped in?
Oh, hi. Sorry, are you streaming?
I am. Welcome in.
I love you this stream. My bad.
No, you're good. We're legitimately just chilling here.
Oh, for real. Let's
Yeah.
go.
We do
What's
have
up?
a severe thunderstorm warning for our storm in Kansas. Once again, this is the storm that was originally severe warned. It's been off and on, guys, even before we started the stream. But it is warned for $half-sized hail again. So if you're in Maxville or St. John along Highway 50, make sure that you are getting indoors and away from windows immediately. Some large hail, damaging winds can't be ruled out with this. Again, mainly due to merging. But if we take a look at those vertically integrated liquid signatures, again, you can see definitely a large swath there of maxed out signatures, which is usually indicative of at least quarter-sized hail. So if you're in between Belpre or Stafford along Highway 50, make sure you're getting indoors and away from windows. Again, waiting for these Colorado thunder showers to see if they're truly going to convect like the HRRR and the NAM want them to. I will say significant tornado parameter values are elevated on the HRRR for these supercells. But again, these are elevated storms. So, again, 2Z running the HRRR has these little thunder showers here in Colorado developing, and then eventually a big-time downburst wind threat there potential for potentially metro Kansas City, but especially areas to the south. And again, not really any sort of tornado threat with that at all. February 1st, 2007. You were right, Mr. Twister. Thank you, Matt. Look at this. It's Sam's worst nightmare. It's Abbeville, but spelled with a Y instead of an E. But anyway. Again, these supercells have a really interesting... we're going to do like past 100 frames here. Really interesting track of these supercells. You can see them slowly developing there in southwest Kansas, and they just explode, and there's a ton of them. Yeah, it's all because that little bit of instability that we have out here. Again, right now we've got, Cape values peaking at about 1,500. And that's slowly going to diminish as we go later into the night. But again, a couple more isolated severe thunderstorms capable of producing large hail can't be ruled out in this region in particular overnight. And then some damaging winds potentially across the Kansas City metro. Jesse, you still there? I'm going to take that as a no. Yep, he left. Well, we'll just wait and see if anybody else pops in. I don't think he wanted to be on stream. But yeah, at this point, we're legitimately just sitting here till the stream hits 1 hour. Again, very active stretch of weather over the next few days, but not in the ways that you may think. Again, tomorrow's going to be more of a guerrilla hail threat than anything else. Alright, time to get serious. I'm going to say this, and you can quote me on it. If they do not add a 30% hatched hail risk, they are going to regret it. That is what I'm going to say for right now. I've been saying that a lot recently privately, but I'm saying it publicly this time. I've been saying, if they don't add a hatched hail indicator, that's a mess up. I'm saying it publicly this time. If they don't add a 30% hatched hail risk, they're messing up. Big time. Again, analogs and everything support guerrilla hail. And we've been blowing soundings with hail analogs multiple on the same sounding of grapefruit-sized hail, which is unbelievable. And again, this is legitimately like the perfect hail setup. I mean, this is like a textbook's hail setup. You're right in that yellow blob. You want to make sure that you're looking out tomorrow because some huge hail definitely can be rolled out here. Even back through Minnesota, I wouldn't be surprised if they push that risk a little bit further north. So make sure you're staying safe. You have your cars pulled in the garage, everything like that. Stay tuned to the streams because we will be live for that as it happens. But I'm going to tell you, if they do not add a hatch tail risk, they're going, or a 30% hatch tail risk, they're going to regret it. Big time. You know what? We can just go ahead and pull the sounding right now that I'm talking about. I keep referencing it, but I'm not showing any evidence. Let's change that. Hold up, I got a text. Alright. Pivotal weather. Models. We want the HRRR. It's not pronounced the HRRR. That's ridiculous. And anybody that says HRR is just stay away. No, I'm kidding. But it just bugs me. I don't know why. Maybe I shouldn't be such a baby about how people pronounce things, but I am. Let's go to United States. This isn't always the most effective way to pull sounding, and again, you're going to get some contaminated soundings through this method as well. We definitely did, but if you search for it, you're going to find yourself a good one. Hold on. Okay, I think it was hour 22. Alright, so again, if you pull here, you're going to be heavily contaminated. Never mind. And guys, look at that. Can you see those hail analogs? I don't know if you can see those or not, but we have a 4.75 inch hail analog, a 4.5 inch hail analog, a 4-inch hail analog, and a 3.65 inch hail analog. I've seen it, something like that a couple other times, but I mean that's insane. That is in between grapefruit and DVD sized hail. How will St. Louis be on Friday night? Any sort of tornado risk? Probably not. I wouldn't be shocked to see some activity tornadically to your southwest. But mainly I'll be looking out for some wind on Friday night, which can still be a big threat. So make sure you're staying safe and staying tuned into the live streams. But yeah, I mean, it's insane. Again, if they don't add a 30 hatch tail risk, I will be a little upset. Because I feel like that's something that they're probably going to do as well. I think they're probably not going to add it. But yeah. Again, chat, I think that's going to be it for this stream. I do want to thank you all for 4,000 subscribers from the bottom of my heart. I really do appreciate that. Before we end off, we do actually have a new severe thunderstorm warning. Thank you. Will Jesse be live when that happens? Probably. He's been quite busy recently, but probably. He was literally just on the stream like 5 minutes ago. But a new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued there for areas north of Kingman for another one of our severe thunderstorms approaching Wichita. Again, this one is for hail up to quarter size. So if you're in this area, make sure you're getting indoors. Again, these are probably going to weaken as they enter an area that has slightly less instability than what they've been dealing with. But still can't rule out some large hailstones and damaging wind gusts for sure. But yeah. So that's going to be it for tonight. There have been instances where we've seen it. I mean, we've seen, much larger than that as well. I've seen the forecast for Saturday, and it looks bad. The college soccer team canceled games for that day, and the college baseball and softball is to be decided on that day as well. So, again, Friday and Sunday look to be the huge days, but Saturday I actually wouldn't rule out a couple of tornadoes back into parts of Texas. Again, this is going to be a very interesting setup where we've got a very concerningly placed trough. My mouse just died. That is so embarrassing. Well, we're going to have a very concerningly placed trough, which I would show you, but my mouse just died on stream. And this is not the first time this has happened. Not even close. Oh my gosh. That is hilarious. You know what? Hold up. I don't want to annoy him, but I bet if we ring up Jesse, he can answer that question for you, if he'll be live or not. But I'm just going to ring him up once. If he doesn't answer, I'm not going to keep bothering him, because I don't know if he's busy or not, or if he just doesn't want to be on stream or whatnot. Ugh. But yeah, that's great. WX Clips, you missed it. We got everybody to subscribe to you. We got you to 30 subs, dude. Again, this sucker's dead, so I don't know how I'm supposed to end stream. But WX Clips, we got you some subscribers. We reacted to your clips. Awesome, Mr. Twister, thank you. You know what? Jesse's going to be in like that same area just like a month earlier. Tell him his fans are demanding a stream. He will, he'll definitely be live at some point. I don't know if it's going to be, you know, which days or whatnot, but he will be live at some point over the next week or so. And again, things don't look to stop after this week either. So, we'll see. The man, the myth, the literal legend. But before my mouse dies again, we need to end off the stream here. So again, I really do appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thank you so much for 4,000 subscribers. Hopefully it stays there this time. But yeah, it's awesome. So anyway, peace out, chat. I need to do the 4,000 awesome people video. I want to make sure this